more will be the theta, more will be the angular acceleration. Okay, and therefore if you consider theta is equal to pi by 2, at that point we will derive an equation later on, then angular acceleration becomes infinite. Actually angular acceleration depends upon the displacement. More is the displacement, more will be the angular acceleration. Although at the end the tension will be minimum in the simple pendulum. If we consider as string, then tension will be minimum, but angular acceleration will be maximum at the angle theta equal to pi by 2. Now this is, we have considered, suppose there is a body this, and we know the moment of inertia across this body. Suppose moment of inertia of a body passing through the center, then we can write total moment of inertia is equal to moment of inertia along the center of gravity plus ml square. M is the mass concentrated at the center of gravity and L is the distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, but this moment of inertia Ig along the center of mass from where we are rotating the body, this can be written as mk square, which is k is known as radius of gyration. Gyration, I will tell you what is the meaning of this. Let me first, we can express this, the moment of inertia of a body from a particular center rotating along the center of axis of the body can be written as mk square, which is known as radius of gyration. Therefore I will define little bit later. This will be equal to mk square plus ml square. Therefore moment of inertia can be written as m k square plus l square. Now substituting the value in time period, therefore time period is equal to 2 pi. Now moment of inertia is m k square l square divided by mgl under root. Okay, is cancelled out. Then we can simplify this. This can be written as 2 pi and k square radius of gyration l plus l divided by g under root. We can write like this. Is cancelled out, divide by l. This can be written like this. Let us consider that k square upon l plus l is capital L. Then t is equal to 2 pi capital L by g under root. Now this capital L is equivalent to, this capital is L is known as length of the equivalent simple pendulum. Suppose we have a compound pendulum and that we can say that will be equal to simple pendulum if we consider L, capital L is equal to k square upon L plus L. Compound pendulum is equivalent to simple pendulum if you consider length is equal to this much. Okay. For example, let us consider a bar pendulum. Suppose we have a bar pendulum. Now, in case of a bar pendulum, there are many holes. Okay, center of gravity is here. Okay, but you can rotate this across any hole. You can suspend, you can fix point at any point, and then you can rotate. Therefore, this is an example of a simple pendulum, example of a compound pendulum, where the point of suspension is not at the center of gravity. You can take any point. Okay, suppose this is the center of gravity. If you fix here the point of suspension, then we have to consider the length from this point. If this is, suppose this is rotating, or I can draw like this. Suppose this, and this is the center of gravity, and you have fixed point there. Suppose this is equal to L, and this is rotating across this point. Okay, therefore I can write that in this case I can write again that moment Ig plus ml square. Ig means moment of inertia across the center of mass, and in case of a bar pendulum, moment of inertia across the center of mass can be written as, I am writing directly the result, at 1 upon 12 ml square. Okay, now substituting this value in this equation, And then this becomes, and suppose this we are considering, because two length, we have considered two length, therefore consider this length is capital L. Okay, and this small l is the distance between the axis of rotation and axis passing through the center. This is small l, and this is capital L. Okay, now substituting the value, I can be written as 1 upon 12 ml square plus ml square. Now substituting this value in previous equation and simplifying, I am writing directly the result. T square L is equal to pi square upon 3g 12L square plus capital L square. Now this is simply equal to mx plus c. If you plot a graph between, if you plot a graph between t square L and L square, that will be a straight line. From that straight line, we can find out the slope, and the slope will be equal to, from slope we will determine the value of g, that will be equal to slope divided by 4 pi square. Okay, therefore from this compound pendulum experiment we can find out the value of g, and this comes out to be more accurate as compared to simple pendulum, because this is heavy. And let us consider what is the meaning of radius of gyration. Suppose we have a rigid body, and here is the center of mass where mass is concentrated. Now we can find out, suppose this is so on, then we can define the moment of inertia of this object like this, that summation from I1 to n mi ri square. This is known as moment of inertia of this, suppose along this center of axis of rotation. Consider first object, second object, third, and so on. Then we can summation, if this is summation, or we can say integration. If this is rigid body, we can say integrated over whole the mass. This is equal to moment of inertia, and we will define moment of inertia also equal to mk square. Let us consider any other axis of rotation, suppose this, and suppose this length is equal to k, and then we will define moment of inertia along any other axis of rotation, so that, and we take a particular distance k, so that the moment of inertia, if you calculate mk square, that is equal to moment of inertia we have calculated by mass distribution. Therefore we have considered a rigid body where mass is concentrated, and then we consider another axis of rotation. Suppose we have considered another axis of rotation o dash, and then we find the moment of inertia by knowing the value of k. Therefore moment of inertia of a body about o axis is set in such a way so that if you calculate mk square, that comes to equal, that is equals to the real moment of inertia of a body. Therefore this mk square is defined in such a way, we have chosen axis in such a we have chosen axis at such a distance, so that this moment of inertia is equal to mk square. And from this equation, radius of gyration, we can find that its dimension equal to L. Its dimension is equal to length, because this is k square, this is ri square, therefore dimension is equal to k. Therefore, if suppose we have compound pendulum, then we can solve using the Newton's law. Now let us consider let us apply Lagrangian mechanics. Suppose we have a sub-compound pendulum, and this compound pendulum is rotating across this axis of rotation, and this is the center of mass of the pendulum. Suppose this is the center of mass of the pendulum. Let us connect these two, and this is the angle of oscillation, and suppose this is L, and weight of the object acting downward, that is mg. Okay, and draw a perpendicular from this at the axis of rotation. Now suppose if we have to solve the Lagrangian mechanics, then Lagrangian mechanics means we have to we need to know T minus V, expression for kinetic energy and expression for potential energy. Now this body is rotating across a axis of rotation. In that case, we can write kinetic energy is simply equal to moment of inertia and theta square. Okay. Now let us consider, if we consider this is the reference point, suppose this O is the reference point, and this is L, then this will be equal to L cos theta. Okay. Now potential energy, gravitational potential energy can be written as minus mgh. If h is equal to L cos theta. Okay. Therefore, this becomes simple, T minus V, substituting the value of T and V, then Lagrangian can be written as half I theta dot square plus mgl cos theta. Okay. Now Lagrange equation of motion, here theta is variable. We can write Lagrange equation of motion d of dt curly L upon curly theta dot minus curly L upon curly theta is equal to 0. Now we can determine curly L with respect to theta dot. That will be equal to simply I.
Sir,
Yes.
why the potential is negative here?
Okay.
Potential energy.
Okay, we have considered origin here. Okay, if you consider origin here and take potential energy downward, that will be equal to negative. And if you consider potential energy above the reference point, then that will be equal to positive. You are considering potential energy below the reference point. If you downward, we are considering downward, then potential energy work done will be in such a way that that will be negative. Potential energy will be negative. And if you consider above the reference point, then potential energy will be positive. Okay. Now,
Okay, sir.
now this is equal to this. We find curly L curly theta. That will be equal to simply minus mgl sine theta. We have taken partial derivative of this. Now substituting these values in this equation. Therefore, theta double dot plus mgl upon I sine theta is equal to 0. And if angle of oscillation is very small, then this will be equal to mgl upon I theta is equal to 0. From this equation, again we can write omega square equal to mgl upon I. From this, we can find time period will be equal to I upon mgl under root. Therefore, time period of oscillation will depend upon the moment of inertia of the rigid body and the length of suspension from the center of the gravity. Okay, m and g are the constant. Therefore, we can find out the time period of oscillation of simple pendulum, or compound pendulum, or physical pendulum using this expression. Okay. Now let us consider another pendulum. Let us consider conical pendulum. Anyone? What is conical pendulum? Let us consider conical pendulum. Suppose we have a pendulum. Suppose we have a pendulum, say normal pendulum, and this suppose we have a normal pendulum, and suppose this is the length of the pendulum. This is point of someone. Wait a minute. Someone asking for permission, I think. Yes, admit. 1 second. Okay. Now, what is the conical pendulum? In case of a conical pendulum, let us consider normal pendulum and having length L, and its point is fixed at point O. Now, suppose this pendulum is oscillating. This is rotating in a circle. Suppose this circle, this is rotating, this pendulum is rotating in a circle, and which is known as conical pendulum. In that case, suppose this is the radius r, this is center, this is radius of this, and this pendulum is rotating along this circle. Okay, and suppose this angle is theta, and suppose this is rotating with some velocity, and therefore suppose let this angle is phi. This is changing with time. And this pendulum, this bob, suppose this is, here is a bob, this is moving over a circle. Now we have to find how to solve this equation. This is moving over a circle. Suppose we can write, suppose this is A point and this is B point, and then we can write AB upon, let me write, the AB upon phi will be equal to R. If suppose we divide AB by phi, that is equal to R, or we can write AB will be equal to R phi, or we can write velocity will be equal to R phi dot if R is constant. Okay, but this R, if suppose this is theta, then this can be written as L cos theta, and this R will be equal to, in that case, R will be equal to L sine theta. Now we can write the kinetic energy of the bob half mv square. Substituting the value of v, then this will be equal to half m r square phi dot square. But value of r is equal to L sine theta. Substituting this value, kinetic energy will be equal to half m L square sine square theta phi dot square. Okay. Now let us consider origin at this point of suspension, and then we can write the height, change in height, that will be equal to, therefore potential energy we can write that will be minus mgh. H is L cos theta. Therefore net Lagrangian is equal to T minus V. Substituting the value of T, which is equal to half ml square sine square theta. Excuse me 1 second. एक मिनट आप रुको. हेलो, हाँ रूपाली बोलो. यहीं सिटी कैंपस कितने बजे आओगे तुम? अच्छा. अच्छा चलो मैं उधर आऊंगा, ठीक है. ओके. Okay, now we can write Lagrangian is equal to half ml square sine square theta. This is phi dot square, and this becomes mgl cos of theta. Now this is the Lagrangian for a conical pendulum. This is the Lagrangian for a conical pendulum. Now suppose we have to write Lagrange equation of motion. If suppose theta and phi both are variable, then we can write two equations of motion. Let me write first d of dt curly L with respect to phi dot minus curly L with respect to phi is equal to 0. Second equation d of dt curly L with respect to theta dot minus curly L with respect to theta is equal to 0. Now there are two equations of motion. We can solve these equations. Let us solve these equations. Lagrangian is equal to, let me write again, Lagrangian is equal to half ml square sine square theta phi dot square plus mgl cos of theta. Okay, let me find out the value of curly L with respect to phi dot. Okay, phi dot is here. Therefore, this becomes ml square sine square theta phi dot. Value of curly L with respect to phi. Now here no phi, only phi dot. Phi is not present in this Lagrangian. Therefore, this is equal to 0. Now substituting this value, we can write d of dt ml square sine square theta phi dot is equal to 0. Okay. Suppose, for example, if theta is fixed, suppose theta is fixed. In that case, if theta is fixed, then sine square theta will be constant. Taking outside from this equation, then this becomes phi double dot is equal to 0. Integrating, then phi dot becomes constant. Let us consider this phi dot is equal to omega. If suppose if you fix the theta, theta means in conical pendulum, if you fix this angle theta, then the velocity, the angular velocity of this bob is constant. Okay, if angle theta is fixed, then angular velocity of this angular velocity of the bob becomes constant. If suppose theta is variable, then we can write d of dt curly L with respect to theta dot minus curly L with respect to theta is equal to 0. From previous equation, there is no theta dot, therefore this derivative equal to 0. And suppose this is a equation, we can write curly L with respect to theta. Theta is in first equation, therefore m L square sine theta cos theta phi dot square, and second minus mgl cos theta का derivative sin theta. Therefore now substituting these values, first term is equal to 0, first term is equal to 0, this term is equal to 0. Now second term, this we have already written, that is equal to 0, and this second term is equal to this, let me write here, this is equal to 0. From this equation, now solving this equation, I can write phi dot will be equal to g by L cos theta under root. From this equation, take this term at this side, and from this equation we can find out phi dot is equal to g by L cos theta. Okay, if suppose from this equation phi dot is equal to g by L cos theta under root, if suppose theta is fixed, in that case phi dot is equal to omega. Therefore omega is equal to g by L cos theta under root. And suppose for example, if suppose this is theta, suppose if we increase the value of theta, suppose this is theta and we are increasing the value of theta, then what will be the effect on the velocity, angular velocity of the bob? Suppose if we increase the theta, suppose theta is more, in that case value of cos theta will be less, and therefore omega will be more. Therefore if suppose this conical pendulum is oscillating, suppose one same conical small angle, and this is oscillating with large angle, in that case, in case of a large angle, if conical pendulum is rotating with a large angle, in that case velocity of bob will be more. Okay, more will be the angle, this angle, more will be the theta, more will be the velocity of the bob. Okay, any problem, anyone? Now let us consider what is spherical pendulum. Now let us consider what is spherical pendulum. We have a pendulum simple which is three-dimensional in nature. Suppose we have a string attached to a bob, and this point is suspended freely. Suppose at the roof of the home, anywhere we have suspended, so that it can move any direction. Or let me, for example, I want to consider, suppose we have to consider in that case spherical coordinates. One is the r, and one is theta, and one is phi. Suppose if this is vibrating, then there will be change in, suppose, these parameter. This can go anywhere. And suppose we have a spherical pendulum which is three-dimensional in space. 3D, we have connected this string to roof of the home, suppose anywhere, so that it can vibrate freely in any direction, suppose x, y, z. Now we know that if we consider spherical pendulum, then it is better to consider spherical coordinates, and the kinetic energy in spherical coordinates we can write like this: 1m r dot square plus r square theta dot square plus r square sine square theta phi dot square. Now in spherical coordinate, the kinetic energy can be written like this, but this length of the, suppose this is r, which is the length of the pendulum, which is fixed, which is constant. Length is not variable, therefore r dot is equal to 0. Therefore we have to write kinetic energy half m. This is r square theta dot square plus r square sine square theta phi dot square. This is the kinetic energy. Now we can find out the potential energy. Suppose if we consider the origin at this point. Now this is your choice. If you consider origin anywhere, this is your choice, and it does not affect the results. Now let us consider, for example, then we will write mgz. Z is r cos theta. If suppose this is this, and r is like this is oscillating. Suppose this is oscillating r, then this is equal to theta at this point, then this z will be equal to r cos theta. Okay, this is oscillating, and we are considering at this point, and this is oscillating. Therefore we can write Lagrangian will be equal to t minus v. Now substituting the value of t and v, then we can write the Lagrangian will be equal to net Lagrangian is equal to half m r square theta dot square plus r square sine square theta phi dot square minus mgr cos theta. Now this is the Lagrangian for spherical pendulum. Now from this we can derive Lagrange equation of motions. Now this can be written as d of dt curly L curly theta dot minus curly L curly theta is equal to 0, or we can write second equation d of dt curly L with respect to phi dot minus curly L with respect to phi is equal to 0. Now substituting the values of partial derivative of Lagrangian with respect to theta dot, this can be written as m r square theta dot, and curly L with respect to theta, we can write this is equal to m r square sine theta cos theta phi dot square plus mgr sine theta. Okay. Similarly, curly L with respect to phi dot is equal to m r square sine square theta phi dot, and curly L with respect to phi, that is equal to 0. Now substituting these equations, these two quantities, and then we can write Lagrange equation will be equal to d of dt m r square theta dot minus m r square sine theta cos theta phi dot square minus mgr sine theta is equal to 0. This is first equation, and d of dt of m r square sine square theta phi dot is equal to 0. Now substituting these are the Lagrange equation of motion for spherical pendulum. These are the Lagrange equation of motion for spherical pendulum. Suppose let us consider some condition on this spherical pendulum. Suppose case 1, suppose phi is fixed, suppose there is no change in phi, for example, then what happens? Then phi dot will be equal to 0. Now substituting phi dot is equal to 0 in this first equation, then this second term will be equal to 0, and we have only two terms, this and this. Then we can write this term can be written like this, theta double dot plus g upon r sine of theta equal to 0. If you substitute phi is constant, phi dot equal to 0, this term equal to 0, and these are constant. Therefore, dividing the both sides by mr square, we will obtain this equation with the negative sign. If you consider potential, if you consider origin any other point, then that will be positive sign. Therefore, now this is similar to the equation of simple harmonic or simple pendulum. Okay, if theta is very small, this is similar to motion of a simple pendulum. Suppose if there is no change in phi, it means there is no change in phi, it means pendulum is oscillating in a plane and there is only change in theta. Therefore, that is equivalent to simple pendulum. If there is no change in phi, if suppose there is no change in phi, it simply means there is no change in phi. It means only change in theta. It means this spherical pendulum is oscillating in a plane. Therefore, this is equivalent to a simple pendulum. A spherical pendulum is equivalent to simple pendulum. Let us discuss case 2. Suppose if theta is constant. For example, if theta is constant, then theta dot is this is theta dot. Then theta dot is equal to 0. Now substituting theta dot is equal to 0 in first equation, and let us consider second equation. Then theta dot is equal to 0. Then theta is constant. Theta dot is equal to 0. Theta is constant. Then from this equation, from second equation, if theta is constant, then we can write, if theta is constant, then we will write that phi dot is constant. Okay, or we can write phi dot is equal to omega. If theta is constant, then theta dot is equal to 0, theta double dot is equal to 0. Now this substituting theta double dot in this equation, this is equal to 0. If you take its derivative, this becomes theta double dot. This is equal to 0. Therefore, there are only two terms, this term and this term. Now simplifying these two terms again, we will write that we can write, simplifying these two terms, again we will write that phi dot will be equal to g upon r cos theta under root. Phi dot, which is omega, therefore omega is equal to g by z. R cos theta is z. Now this is the formula to calculate the angular velocity of conical pendulum. It means if theta is constant, in case of a spherical pendulum, case 2, if theta is constant, in case of a spherical pendulum, if theta is constant, then that is equivalent to conical pendulum. If theta is constant, it means that pendulum is revolving in a circle. Okay, then that is equal to conical pendulum. Therefore, spherical pendulum is equivalent to simple pendulum is if phi is constant, and that is equivalent to conical pendulum if theta is constant. Okay. Yes, any problem to anyone? Now let us consider spring pendulum. We have considered in previous lectures spring oscillators. Now let us consider spring pendulum. Suppose we have a spring. And a mass m is attached to this point, and this is equal to theta. Now we are considering spring pendulum. This is not like this. Suppose we have considered a spring and mass is attached. Here this is only the simple harmonic motion up and down. Okay. But now we are considering the oscillation of this pendulum as well. Then how we can find out the equation of motion? Suppose this is equal to theta, and suppose length of the spring is L. But if you attach some bob, then there will be change in length. Suppose its length is L plus X. X is the change in length. Let us consider R is equal to L plus X. Now this is R. Suppose this is the fixed center, and the distance from O to M is R, and this is theta, and therefore we can write kinetic energy in polar coordinate. Kinetic energy in polar coordinate, we can write half m r dot square plus r square theta dot square. Okay, but r is equal to L plus x. Therefore, we can write r dot will be equal to x dot. Therefore, writing in terms of x, we can write half m. This is x dot square plus. Now, substituting the value of r in this equation, then this will be written as L plus x whole square, and this is theta dot square. Now, this is the expression for kinetic energy for spring pendulum. Okay, spring pendulum, which is oscillating. But now we have to calculate the potential energy. Now I will write the potential. Suppose this is equal to L plus x. Draw a perpendicular. Now this can be written as mg L plus, this we can write L plus x cos theta. Or potential energy, we can write potential energy. Let us consider origin. We have fixed the reference point is here. Okay. Therefore, we can write minus mg L plus x cos theta. Now, this is the gravitational potential energy plus. If you attach some mass m, then there is displacement in the spring, and we have to consider the elastic potential energy. That is the potential energy in the spring. One is the gravitational potential energy. Why we are considering? Because this is oscillating. Okay, this is oscillating like a pendulum. Therefore, we have to consider the gravitational potential energy plus the potential energy stored in the spring due to change in the length. Therefore, this is Lagrangian. This is kinetic energy. This is V. We can write Lagrangian, which is T minus V. Okay. Therefore, Lagrangian is equal to half m x dot square plus L plus x whole square, and this is theta dot square, and plus, this become plus mgl plus x cos of theta minus half kx square. Now this is Lagrangian. Now there are two variables. One is x, the displacement, and second is theta. Therefore, there will be two Lagrange equation of motion. You can derive yourself. The d of dt curly L x dot minus curly L x equal to 0, and d of dt curly L with respect to theta dot minus curly L with respect to theta equal to 0. Now we can substitute. We will substitute the value of these equations, and we can find out the Lagrange equation of motion. Now we are only finding out the Lagrange equation of motion. Later on, we will solve how to find the solution of Lagrange equation of motion. But at this level, we are only obtaining the Lagrange equation of motion. Now let us consider another example. Suppose a particle which is moving under a central force. Let us consider an example of a central force. Suppose this is the distance r, and there is some particle which is moving across, suppose this point. For example, let us consider this is sun, and suppose this is sun, and earth is revolving around this. Okay, and this distance is r, and change in angle is theta. Suppose this angle is theta, and suppose this is x and this is y. The force acting between these two objects, suppose this is earth, this is sun, is central force. We can write force is equal to minus kr square. That is gravitational force acting between the two, which depends upon minus k, which is the constant, r square. Okay, now suppose a particle which is moving under a central force. In that case, central force means where the force only depends upon the distance between the particle. Okay, distance between the two particle, and its direction is along the center of the two particle. That is known as central force. We will study these central force in detail in other chapters. But let us consider that we have a central force. Okay, the force is like force between a gravitational force acting between earth and sun. Now we have to calculate, we have to solve this problem using Lagrangian mechanics. Then we can write kinetic energy will be equal to half m, and this is r dot square plus r square theta dot square, kinetic energy in polar coordinates. We can write this. And potential energy we can write this minus infinity to r derivative of f dr. Now this is the definition of potential energy. This is infinity to r, substituting the value of force, that is minus k upon r square, and this is dr. Now taking its derivative, this we can write minus plus infinity to r and k outside. This becomes r minus 2 dr. Taking its derivative and substituting the limits, then we can write that v will be equal to minus k upon r. Now substitute the limit, and then we can derive the expression for potential energy, and therefore the Lagrangian will be written as T minus V. Therefore Lagrangian for a particle moving in a central force is half r dot square theta dot square, and this becomes plus k upon r. This is plus k upon r. Now this is the Lagrangian. Now we can find the Lagrange equations of motion. D of dt, curly L with respect to r dot, r is variable. Now in case of a polar coordinate, r and theta are variables. Therefore this is d of dt, curly L with respect to theta dot, and minus curly L with respect to theta is equal to 0. Now there are two equations. Now we can find out the values of, let us consider curly L with respect to curly r dot. Then this will be equal to mr dot, and curly L with respect to r, that will be equal to mr theta dot square minus k upon r square. Okay. From this equation we can find curly L with respect to theta dot, that will be equal to mr square theta dot, and curly L with respect to theta, that is equal to 0. Okay, and theta is absent in this Lagrangian. Now substituting out these partial derivative in this equation, we can obtain the Lagrange equation of motion. I am writing directly mr double dot minus mr theta dot square plus k upon r square is equal to 0. And second equation, d of dt, mr square theta dot is equal to 0. Okay. Now from this equation, second equation, from this equation, integrating both sides, what you can write? Mr square theta dot is equal to constant. Okay. Let us calculate p theta. We can calculate curly L with respect to theta dot. This we have derived. Now this is the Lagrangian. Finding the derivative of Lagrangian with respect to theta dot. Now that will be equal to p theta dot. If you find this value, that will be equal to curly L theta dot. It means this quantity represents the p theta. P theta is constant. Now p theta is constant. What is the meaning of this? Now in this Lagrangian, theta is not appearing. Here theta dot is present, r is present, but theta dot is not present. Theta dot is absent. Theta does not appear in this Lagrangian. Therefore, if theta does not appear in Lagrangian, then corresponding conjugate momentum p theta will be a conserved quantity. And this is the angular momentum. This theta is not appearing in the Lagrangian. Therefore, their corresponding angular momentum will be a conserved quantity. Okay, which is the p theta, which we have discussed in last lectures. Therefore, this p theta is a constant quantity. Therefore, p theta, which is equal to ml square theta dot. Therefore, I will write that theta dot is inversely proportional to 1 upon r square. In case of a central force, velocity is inversely proportional to 1 upon r square. Now, let us consider this first equation. Now, this first equation is mr double dot this first equation is mr double dot is equal to, this is equal to m r theta dot square minus k upon r square. m r theta dot square minus k upon r square. Okay. Now this term m r theta dot square, we can write m r theta dot whole square upon r. There is no problem. But r theta dot, we can write velocity. Therefore, this is equal to m velocity square upon r. Therefore, substituting this value, this becomes mr double dot is equal to mv square upon r minus k upon, this is minus k upon r square. Now, this is the force acting on the system. Okay, this is a force acting on a system, and this is the central force. And this force is known as centrifugal force. This is known as centrifugal force. Therefore, if suppose Earth is revolving around the sun, in that case, the total force is equal to the central force plus centrifugal force acting on a system. And if suppose orbit is circular, suppose orbit is circular. Circular means r is constant. If suppose orbit is circular, for example, a planet which is moving around the sun is in circle, then r will be constant, then r dot will be equal to 0. If suppose this term r dot is equal to 0, then r double dot is equal to 0. If suppose I substitute r double dot equal to 0, it means their centrifugal force is equal to central force. Okay. Therefore, if suppose something which is revolving in a circle or orbit is circular, that is only possible when central force acting on a particle and centrifugal force acting on a particle, that is equal. Central force is known as real force and centrifugal force is known as pseudo force, acting due to the revolution of a planet across the sun. Acting the revolution of a planet across the sun. Therefore, if suppose orbit is circular, if orbit is circular, what is the condition for circular orbit? That central force is equal to centrifugal force. Okay. We have solved this problem using Lagrangian mechanics. Yes, any problem? 5 minutes are left. Any problem?
Sir,
38.
can you please explain? Sir,
Yes.
can you please explain in that compound case you are explaining that the value of distance or acceleration, that's something.
Yes,
in case
sir.
of
In case of a simple harmonic oscillation, the acceleration, angular acceleration will be more if there will be more displacement, or more will be the angular displacement, more will be the acceleration. Okay. Therefore, in case of any pendulum or which is exhibiting suppose simple harmonic motion, in that case the acceleration will be maximum at the if theta is equal to 90. Okay, and minimum at theta is equal to 0. More will be the displacement, more will be the acceleration. No? Now attendance. Ritu Parno Sen,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Ved Prakash Pandey,